guard, they're trying to pin our shoulders to the mat, and they're able to do that by gaining an underhook and getting their shoulder in our face, cross face, usually connecting their hands, getting chest to chest. Now it's hard to turn left and right. My hands are behind them here, so I don't have anything to wedge between us to frame, to create space, so it gets tough. Okay. This is similar to side control, where you got to start figuring out how to create some space, some openings to get your arms back, so some off balances. And my arms are both out of play. I don't have a frame over here. At least gonna try to find a frame here inside the leg. Okay. If I can't get that frame because his knee's super tight, then sometimes I'll block the leg here. Now this arm, I'm just gonna hug the head. This arm has gotten out of place, but I need to use it now however I can. So sometimes I'll block the arm here. Sometimes I'll block the leg here. I'm gonna try to off balance them to this side to try to get this arm back and use it as a frame, and ultimately try to get this arm back either inside the leg or inside the arm. So if I want him to post his hand when I bump him to this side, I'm going to block the leg. If I want him to post his arm, okay, then, or sorry, if I want him to post his arm, I'm going to block the leg. If I want him to open the knee, I'm going to block the arm. So as you can see, I'm going to do this kind of really light. I'm hooking the head with my left arm like this, and I'm going to bridge. When I bridge, you got to make sure my knees stay pretty high, close together, because I don't want to bridge and him just step over to mount. You know, my knees are wide open, so I have to be careful for that. I got to make sure when I bridge, I keep his legs stapled to the ground, and my knees pretty close. Now when I bridge, I'm going to block his leg, and I'm going to reach my arm over this shoulder so his head moves from this side of my head to this side. It's going to cause him to be off balance. Okay, if he holds my head here, don't move your arm, okay? Come on. When I bridge, he's going to go over. So what's going to happen is he's going to end up posting his hand so he doesn't get swept. Okay, so when I bridge, I move his head across. Wait till I bridge. I'm going to move his head to this side, and I'm going to block his leg so he can't open his knee. He's going to move his hand. Okay, when he moves his hand, I'm going to bring my arms back. So now when he tries to get back to my head, I'm blocking, trying to get my head again. You see? I'm blocking his arm. Okay. Now I can start moving my hips out, bringing my knee shield in. Open my torso, move my torso away, bring my knee to my elbow, step on the hip, and start recovering guard. I like this cross collar grip and this wrist grip here. And start to recover, close guard. Okay. Again, if I was already right here, that's ideal in the half guard, but we're out of position, we're being pinned, and we have to find leverage wherever we can. So let's say this time instead, I grab his arm. If I grab his arm and bridge, he's going to open this knee to regain his balance. Okay, so if I bridge here, he opens the knee, and that gives me room to bring my hand back inside, start opening this knee and sliding my knee to the hip, step on the floor, and then I return to the arm so he doesn't push my leg back in. If I don't touch his arm and I start moving, he's going to press my knee back inside his legs and step his knee back around. So again, his knee's in and his arm's in. So, you know, because his knee's in tight over here, his arm's in tight over here, doesn't really have a lot of a good base over here. I just need to bump him and make him move. So again, if I want him to open his knee, I'll block the arm. If I want him to move his hand, I'll block the knee. Right, so if I block the arm and bridge and reach, he's going to open his knee to recover some balance. I'm going to quickly get inside that leg, slide my knee to the hip, step on the floor, return to the arm, and I'm going to start shrimping to recover guard. If instead I decide to block the knee to force him to move his arm, I'm going to bring my frame back to the neck, hand to the bicep or to the wrist here, bring my knee shield in, open my torso, and bring my knee to my elbow here, step on the hip, and then recover guard. Okay, so this is the way I would try to recover guard when I've gotten into a situation where I'm completely pinned and they have the cross face and the underhook. Huge right now. sometimes like I can just wedge, keep your knee open. He already has it there. So if it's already there, then I just put my elbow in here and start working my knee in. And then as soon as I'm ready to start moving my hips that way, I cover his arm again, like this. And a lot of times, look at my left leg. Like, if we play half guard, sometimes we hold like this. But if we want to start moving, we can't stay locked in half guard. You see how I'm triangling my legs? Like if I just want to rest and just stay here and squeeze, I can. But when I start moving, I got to unlock. And so this leg is currently stapling. But when I bring it to the other side, I just replace the staple with the other leg. You guys see? I don't want to be here. So make sure you step over. But right here, if I just stay here and start moving, he's going to push my knee in, right? I don't want that to happen. He's going to win that battle. Go back. So I just make sure before he puts his hand down there, I catch it here. And now I can start stepping on the floor and shrimping enough to get my foot out. Okay? So, but sometimes they keep their weight real heavy over here. Okay, you don't have to lean too much on it, but like, you know, if I feel like his head's so far over here and his weight is so far over here, then I know that I'm not going to be able to move his head. Like, he's just too far to my left. I know that I'm not going to really get much movement by doing this. I need to go left first. And just like on this side, if he doesn't respond correctly, then I will get the reversal. Like if he's a little too far to this side and I bridge, he'll go over. Okay? But I feel his weight a little bit like to this side now. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to his hip here. All right? I'm going to pull my heel in nice and close, like right here to his knee with my other leg. I'm going to step over on the floor and I'm going to bump my hips like this and push his hip. Okay, that knee lever or giggler reversal. Okay? Again, maybe I'm trying to come out the side here and he just keeps driving across and I just step on the floor and bump my hips and push his hip across. He could go over and I get in half guard. But a lot of times here, what's going to happen is he's going to post his hand. Okay? Or the other thing that happens is he drives back this way. And that's what I wanted to begin with. So option one is I go for this knee lever or giggler style sweep. You see I drop my elbow, making it hard for him to just post his hand. All right? And he starts to go over. Maybe I get the sweep, but maybe he pulls his arm out really quickly. Boom. Okay, if that happens, I scoop under and start moving my hips out this way. So when I start coming this way, what's he going to do? He's going to overhook and he's going to settle back so I don't take his back. He's going to drop your hips back. Drop your hips back. Overhook. Yeah. So that I don't get his back. If he doesn't drop his hips back and overhook, I'm just going to slip out. Okay? So he overhooks and he starts to drop his hips back. So when that happens, I can start to recover guard. There, or stay on my head, drop on my head, or here. You guys understand? So you can use the knee lever to off balance to this side to help utilize, you know, gain some ability to get your arms back. Or maybe when you do that knee lever, and I start to bump him to the side, he drives back the other way like that. That's the reaction, okay? I bump this way, he drives back, and then I bump this way, okay? Well, that's what I wanted to begin with. So maybe I do that, he drives back, and then he posts. And now I can start to recover guard. Okay? Maybe he just opens his knee. Maybe I do this, and I do this, he opens his knee. I slide down to the knee and recover guard. So a lot of times your off balances have to be like left, right, like this. Okay? And that's what we're doing here. We're trying to bump to the left to either create room to get our arms back, or we're trying to bump left so that he shifts right and we can bump right now and get some our frames back and our arms back in front. Questions, guys? Let's try that 1, 2. Person, get chest to chest in half guard, and don't let them connect their hands. Don't let them get the crossface. Don't let them get the underhook. But again, we're working from behind you. So the first one I showed you was, You know, the white belt version is very direct. Block the arm or block the leg, bridge, force them to make a post. Force them to open up, okay? To start recovering. That's the white belt version, okay? The blue belt version is, if I want to make him post over here, and he's not leaning over here, is I go left and then right, okay? It was kind of this type of action. Bridge left, he pulls back to the right, okay? And then I go right, and he has to post and I go over, and then I start to recover. That's the blue belt version. I went left and then right. Because if you want someone to go backwards, instead of just pushing them, you pull them, and then when they pull away, you push them. You guys understand the concept? Purple belt version, okay? High level stuff. We go right, he drives to the left. We go left, he drives back right, and then we go right again. That's the purple belt version. It's not just right. It's not right, left. It's right, left, right. Okay, high level. So I go right. Boom, he drives to the left. I go left. He drives back to the right. And then he posts. Don't go over him on. Stop going over. Good. And I'm on my way back to guard. Black belt. I go a normal block. Okay. Now, I think Daniel might know that one, so we'll call him brown belt. But if you roll with Jonathan, you got to deal with like left, right, left type stuff, right? Purple belt level, right? Davin, left, right, left. All right. Let's go to the left, right, left. Make sure we understand that concept. So we stop just doing the white belt version, Mod, right? You're strong. You can get away with it. So 1, 2. We're going to use this off balance to get to the underhook. Hopefully, we don't even have to use it. That we were able to establish frames as soon as we realized that someone was transitioning to half guard. And then we shoot the underhook. But sometimes we're out of position, but we're able to regain the underhook, and now we need some sweeping options if we decide that recovering guard is not the best route, recovering closed guard. So again, he's got me 10. Let's say I'm hipping out this way. He's kind of driving in. I decide I want to use that knee lever off balance here. Okay, he posts his hand so he doesn't go over, and then I shoot my arm under. Catch his back. Look, this arm slips in as well, especially if I have space. If he stays glued to my head here, I may not have the option, but if that arm lifts up at all, I'm coming inside. And I'm shrimping down. Look at my elbow, guys. It's like raising up. If I keep my elbow down, he's going to go down. I got him high. I want to keep him high. So I turn my thumb down and my pinky up. And now I like to use my knee in the back of the butt. That also helps keep him high. Okay? So now as I come down, if he does not respond with an overhook, I'm going to put my hand like a C on the back of his arm, like between the tricep and the armpit. And I'm going to rock up. I'm going to kick my leg forward for momentum. I'm going to come up. I like to pass this hand off before I come to the hip here and start looking for the back. Okay? So I got the off balance. Maybe I bumped him this way. Okay, I bump him this way. He opens his hand up. I shoot this arm under and start making my way as low as I can. Knee in the butt, right elbow high. If he doesn't overhook, I'm going to rock myself down towards his legs. I like to switch to this little C grip on the shoulder, and as soon as my head pops out here, I like to transition this hand to the back of the arm. What I don't like is to come here, I come up on my elbow, I go to the hip, and then he just sits back and overhooks. Okay? So I like to make that little transition here, and then I start coming up and looking for the back. So we're utilizing the underhook first to get to the back. Any questions? 1, 2. And I get an underhook, and he does not establish an overhook. Going under, I can throw his arm by and get behind him. It's called a duck under. There's different ways. You know, I can get under his arm here like this. But it's a duck under. So we're utilizing a duck under from half guard. Anytime you have an underhook and someone does not wrap your arm up, that's access to the back. Okay? I can get behind them. Does that make sense, guys? So that's what we're doing. We're getting an underhook. We're bumping the person forward. Their hands are on the mat because their weight's forward. And we're quickly going underneath their arm. If we don't keep their weight forward, they're likely to sit back a bit and then wrap up our arm. Okay? So maybe I'd use the off balance because I was out of position to get him to post on the mat and I shot my underhook. Or maybe I wasn't out of position to begin with. Okay? Maybe I had a knee shield and I used this space here to get my underhook. I just moved my knee shield quickly. Okay, right now, again, if I knee him in the butt, his weight's on his hands are forward, I know I can get behind him. But if he sits back off of his hands a little bit and wraps up my arm, I can't get behind him anymore. Okay? Go ahead and wrap up my arm. Okay? Sometimes people sit way back on their heels and sometimes their weight's still forward on you. So you have to feel that. Is he driving his weight into my shoulder? Or is he just sitting back on his heels? Okay. If he's keeping his weight on my shoulder, it's going to make it hard to come up. So I might start reaching here nice and low and pulling this leg in and wrapping up, his ankle to try to reverse him. But sometimes that leg is out a bit. How'd that leg look? See, I can't grab it. And I need another option. So a good option here is to switch my legs. Watch my leg switch. My right leg's over, my left leg's gonna come over like this. Okay? And now what I'm gonna do is pull this heel back a bit. See how my left heel is pulling his ankle back? Okay? And now I'm gonna start coming up with my elbow. Again, because he's sitting back, he doesn't have weight on me. And now from here, I'm going to come up on my hand and sweep my right leg underneath his knee like this and pinch my knees on his ankle. Once I get here, I have to decide where is his weight. Is he driving into me or is he staying back away from me? If he drives into me, I'm going to pinch my elbow nice and tight and I'm going to fall to my side as I reach either inside his leg here, like between us, on the outside, of his leg, or between his legs on the other side, like this, pulling him across me and coming to the top. So, let's say I have the underhook, maybe I got it off the knee shield here, right? He's overhooking. It's not giving me access to the back. Okay, I'm going to switch my legs here. Come up on my elbow. And then bring my right knee and shin underneath his leg and pinch his foot between my knees. I'm going to start driving in. He's going to start driving back. When he does, I'm going to dive through and bring him across me. Settling in on top, looking for the pass. Questions there, guys? 1, 2.